Welcome back. All week we've been sharing information to help you prepare for hurricane season. Christopher Nunley has a final reminder and a recap of the major points from this week.
We continue Hurricane Preparedness Week by focusing on helping your neighbor. Many people, especially senior citizens, rely on the assistance of neighbors before and after hurricanes. Help your neighbors collect the supplies they'll need before the storm hits. Now, you can also assist them with evacuations if ordered to do so, and then check on them after a storm once it is safe to do so. You may need to adjust your hurricane preparedness plans based on the latest from the health safety guidelines from the CDC as well as local officials due to COVID-19. Let's take a recap of what we focus on this week. This upcoming season looking like it's going to be active. The University of Arizona saying there will be 19 named storms and 10 of those being hurricanes, 5 possibly major hurricanes. Colorado State University has some similar numbers, 16 named storms, 6 of those being hurricanes, 3 major hurricanes. These numbers are above average. The average is about 12 named storms per season, 6 being hurricanes, 3 major hurricanes. And the reason for this is due to the above average temperatures in the Atlantic Ocean, the Caribbean, as well as the Gulf of Mexico, which is going to lead to an increase in potential energy for those hurricanes or any tropical cyclone to tap into. And also we're expecting neutral conditions, maybe even a weak La Nina, whereas we had dealt with El Nino that had kind of ripped storms apart. We're not going to deal with that this season, so that's going to contribute to that greater number of possible named storms heading into the 2020 season. That 2020 season begins on June 1st, really ramps up by September 10th. That's when we see the greatest number of tropical cyclones or hurricanes. On average, that's when we see the best potential for those tropical storms as well as hurricanes, and then that season continues all the way until the end of November. So it's a very long season, and 97% of the activity occurs between June 1st as well as November 30th. So climatologically, that is when there is the greatest chance to see a tropical cyclone. Let's kind of break down the intensity of hurricanes. Now, we use the Saffir-Simpson scale to do so. A Category 1 hurricane is the weakest on that scale. It can still cause damage, though. Winds of 74 to 95 miles per hour, it can cause some damage. Now, as we go up to a Category 2 hurricane, this is when you have extensive damage, winds between 96 and 110 miles per hour. Let's ramp this up one more category. A Category 3 hurricane can cause devastating damage, winds of 111 miles per hour up to 129 miles per hour. Now, as we go up to a Category 4, this is when you have catastrophic damage, winds up to 156 miles per hour. And we're not done here. A Category 5 also causes catastrophic damage, winds of 157 miles per hour plus. This is when pretty much everything in its path is completely destroyed. Now, let's not forget that hurricanes and tropical storms not only pose a wind threat, but they do pose a flash flood threat as well as a storm surge threat. There's also the possibility of tornadoes with tropical cyclones. And to wrap it all up, let's take a look at the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season names. These are the names that will be issued throughout the season as the National Hurricane Center issues names on tropical cyclones that develop.